Good morning and welcome to the Star Remodeling Show. This is your host, Bob Williams. I own and operate the Star Construction Company out of West Newbury, Massachusetts. For all your remodeling needs, I hope you'll keep us in mind the next time you have a project to do. We have a guest in the studio today that's probably a little bit unusual. I've invited somebody that is considered a competitor in some respects into the studio. I have Dave West from Meadowview Construction. David, welcome.
Good morning, Bob. Thanks for having me this morning.
And Dave, you and I have known each other for a long time, and we do bid against each other on occasions. And why in the world would I have you here in the studio is probably what some people are asking. And David has come to me as a member of another organization. We've been involved together, National Association of Remodeling Industry. And he has something else that he's gotten involved in and was looking for some help and some resources. And I said, why don't you come into the radio station and we can talk about it on the air? And he said, can I do that? So,
Bob, I was thrilled when you invited me to come down this morning. I just wasn't expecting to reach out to me like that, so I appreciate that. Thanks.
Well, let's tell people a little bit about what we're talking about, or been talking about. Why don't I let you explain?
Well, I think everybody's heard of Habitat for Humanity. It's an international organization, something that I've been pretty fond of over the years, and they've been around for 40 years or so. Everybody thinks of Habitat for Humanity is an organization that Jimmy Carter started. The truth is, he came in 10 years after they started. So it's been around for 40 years. Something that I participated in the past when Hurricane Katrina happened back in 2005, I believe. I went down twice in 2008 to help out, and it was a big stretch for me to go down through Biloxi, Mississippi, and give up a lot of my time and energy to donate to that. But it was a life-changing event in my life. And when I get a phone call in October of 2011 asking if I wanted to participate in a local habitat project, it was a no-brainer. I just couldn't turn it down. So what I wanted to just chat about today was how I got involved, a little bit about the project, talk about the local Merrimack Valley Habitat for Humanity affiliate, and maybe just share with some of your listeners what our needs are for this particular project.
Well, that's great, and I think our listeners have had a little bit of exposure to Habitat because we've had Doug Wiley in, who is the manager of the Restore up in they're in Portsmouth now. They were in Dover, which is an offshoot of Habitat for Humanity, and it's part of the organization as well. But I don't think they realize sometimes that there is a local need that may be invisible to most people, and that creates the opportunity for you and I and other competitors that wouldn't normally be working on the same job site to get out and do something for the community and give back, and have a chance to share where we otherwise might not be working together so closely. So it creates great opportunities for a lot of us. And we're looking for those people, too, that want to get involved.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's probably one of the things that's high on your list.
Yeah, we have a lot of needs. I just wanted to point out one of the major differences between this particular project. Now, what this is called is the Habitat for Humanity Builders Blitz. The Builders Blitz is a little bit different than what you might think of when you think of Habitat for Humanity. Normally it's a bunch of unskilled volunteers that show up on Saturdays and kind of pitch in. This particular build only takes place every few years, and it only involves skilled tradespeople, people that have been in the business for years, that have a lot of skill, and they all come together as non-competitors. We're here to help out the community, and we have a lot of needs. One of the biggest needs is going to be skilled volunteers, people like painters, carpenters, electricians. That's
plumbers, masons,
yeah,
HVAC. The list is endless. Plasterers, drywall, hangers. Any of those skills, if you possess them, if you're a pro and you're looking to give some time, how do they get hold of you?
The easiest way to get a hold of us is to go right onto our website, and it's Merrimack Valley Habitat.org. And if they go on the website, they can check out the project, and they can learn more about what our needs are. There's even a spot where they can make donations right on the website. And I just want to point out, this chapter actually services 22 communities in this area. Communities such as Newburyport, Middleton, West Boxford, Lawrence, even a couple towns in southern New Hampshire. Now, the project that we're doing is actually in Lawrence. Just want to make sure that everybody understands where this is happening.
But the bottom line is that when you think of towns like Newburyport, West Newbury, Boxford, West Boxford, Andover, I mean, these are towns that you don't think there's a need.
That's very true.
It's very deceiving that there is a very high need out there. The other thing we can do is we can offer people an opportunity if they're a skilled person and they want more information. We'll post something to our blog so that they can get us through the blog. You can connect with us right through the radio station. Just come on to WNBP.com, go to Home Remodeling Show, and you'll be able to link to us, and we'll get information to you. We'll make sure you get it.
Now, part of this group that's putting together this project, there's actually 6 different construction companies that have come together and joined this we'll call it a super committee to try to plan this. And we've literally been working on this since October, getting the planning to get started. And it's been a huge endeavor, trying to gather local support of different groups, trying to pull in different material donations, local businesses, trying to get sponsors from them.
And you talk about local businesses, but when people think this type of thing, they don't always think outside the box the way we need them to. I know that one of the things that happens is when you get a large body of men together to turn around, or men and women, I should say, because we do have some very talented female craftsmen out there today that show up and blow us away sometimes. But one of the things that we find is hunger kicks in, and the need for somebody to bring, whether it be subs or pizzas or something that their restaurant or a local store can contribute, sodas, waters, so forth. Those are needs, too, that need to be met for these types of projects.
Well, Bob, think about it. We've got a 7-day time period we're going to build this house, these 2 houses, actually, during the course of 7 days. We might have 30 to 50 volunteers each day. Do the math. That's over 700 meals we have to come up with. So we're really looking for local restaurants to step up and try to make meal donations for this amazing project.
So whether you're a restaurant or whether you're somebody that can turn around and make a cash donation to help offset that, those things I would imagine would help. The other thing may be if you're a local merchant that is in the building material business and you've got something that you could help us with, by all means, whether it be nails or whether it be hangers from the hardware end all the way through to a few pieces of board, or maybe it's some roofing material, maybe it's a dented AC system or a damaged heating system that's got some cosmetic damage that you need a place to go and give it a home. So if you've got those types of things, we can certainly use your help. We're going to talk more about what our needs are and what Dave is looking for right after the break. We'll be back in a moment. This is Bob Williams with the Star Construction Radio Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Star Remodeling Show. This is your host, Bob Williams. I'm in studio with Dave West from Meadowview Construction. Dave is a fellow competitor and a friend as well. And he's here talking about Habitat for Humanity project that's going on in Lawrence. Dave, where do they get information if they want to find something else on the web?
The best place to start is going to our website at www.merrimackvalleyhabitat.org. And there's a wealth of information on there about the project. Not only is there information about the specific build that we're doing, but also there's several other projects that are underway right now that general unskilled volunteers could participate in as well. So we're not here just to talk about the Builders Blitz.
Well, but on the Builders Blitz, let me take you back there because there's some information we haven't given. When is this taking place?
June 4th through June 10th. Now think about this. That's 7 days, Bob. you can't build a house in 7 days, right?
Well, they do on TV all the time, Dave.
We're going to build 2 houses in 7 days.
So there you go. So we could use a little more help, is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
And we're looking for skilled labor.
Skilled labor only. We do have, in addition to our team of skilled laborers, we do have a little bit of a need for unskilled volunteers to do things such as logistic planning, meal serving, just general help around the job site that doesn't involve skill.
Okay. But here's a challenge to our compadres in the trades out there, whether you're an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter, another building contractor. Step up, boys. Here's your opportunity to give back to the community a little better, and we'd love to have you working beside us.
No, it's not a huge commitment. Now think about this. You've got a house to be built in 7 days. So that means the framing can only take 1 day, the roofing can take only 1 day, the drywall can take 1 day. If you're a roofer or a painter or a carpenter, we're looking for a 1 day commitment. Whether it's you or a couple of
electricians, plumbers, whatever your trade may be, insulation contractor, we're looking for a 1 day commitment. If you can make 1 day, that's fine. If you can give us a couple, we'll take them.
Absolutely.
Bottom line is we're going to need to move rapidly. The logistics are being developed as we go along. We all know that the planning is the most critical thing in any construction project. Something like this where you have multiple cooks in the kitchen requires much more planning in order to effectively accomplish, but it can be done. We've seen it done multiple times.
We see it on TV all the time with Extreme Makeover. Mm-hmm. Just think Extreme Makeover, but Lawrence.
Well, let's take it a step further. Let's say that not only is it Extreme Makeover Lawrence, but it's Extreme Makeover Local.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is an opportunity for everybody in the area to see what's really happening. Where is the project going to be? It's
on Market Street in Lawrence. It's right across from Jackson Lumber. And let me just give you a really brief outline of the project. There was a 3-family home there. It was a triple-decker. And several years back, there was a fire that brought it right down to the ground. The owner just didn't want to keep up with the taxes. So what he did when he passed away is his son donated that property to the Habitat chapter. And this year we're going to actually take that property and put a 2-family duplex on it.
So there you go. So Market Street in Lawrence, across from Jackson Lumber, and the dates again?
June 4th to June 10th.
All right, so we're looking for skilled labor. We're also looking for people that can provide support services. And that could be, are you one of the people that provide porta potties? Because we've got large crews. These are the sanitary things that need to happen too. Food has got to be delivered and be available. We don't want those craftsmen disappearing for a half an hour to go to lunch. We want them to turn around and grab that cup of coffee or sandwich and keep on moving.
We've got a couple of good-sized restaurants that have come on board to provide meals for the week, and we definitely need more. One of the major needs that we have right now is cash donations. We're talking about small, medium-sized companies, large companies that want to be a donor.
And those things, and people say, why cash? Because quite honestly, we can get all sorts of material donations, we can get all sorts of labor donated, but it's those missing items that are necessary in order to complete the project that nobody can donate, so we have to go purchase. So there is a need for this.
Well, the thing to keep in mind is these homes, they run about $100,000, $115,000 each. Now, we're also talking about 15,000 volunteer man hours to get these things done. About 7,000-8,000 per unit. That's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. We can't get all that money donated from material suppliers. So when we do have a shortfall, that's what we use our donated cash for.
And again, you don't necessarily have to be donating just another stick of 2x4. If you've got appliances that you are able to donate, they may not be brand new, but they may end up in a place like the Restore.
That's a great point, Bob. There's sort of an offshoot of Habitat, and it's called Restore. And what Restore does is they accept donated, gently used materials, not junk, but things that have been taken off of projects that are still in great shape, and they take them and they put them in a retail store, and they sell them at a greatly reduced price to anybody that wants to come in off the street and buy this stuff. Now, they use that money to fund the purchase of future homes. Not necessarily the one that we're building, but that and others.
And they also provide opportunities for people to, I know in the one in Portsmouth, they take some used furniture, and it depends. It's generally hard goods. They don't want anything that's overstuffed or anything like that because of infestation, and you can never tell where it's been and so forth. So it becomes a health issue. But if you've got hardwood furniture, dressers, tables, chairs, nightstands, end tables, lamps, things along this line that you can donate, these stores will not only resell those at a greatly reduced cost, but they will help to furbish some of these homes that are getting built by Habitat as well. Kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, plumbing fixtures that you may be just changing your bathroom out, and you can make a donation of material and still get a tax break on it to boot.
That's the big thing, tax breaks, plus it's sort of an environmentally friendly way to handle your waste. When you're renovating a project, don't throw those cabinets out. Don't throw that 3-year-old refrigerator out. Bring it up to Restore in Lawrence. I believe it is on 4 Union Street. I could be wrong, but go on the website, check out the Restore.
And if you're cleaning out the garage, because this is the time of the year that happens, and you got those 2 pieces of 2x4 from the deck that you never finished, or you finished and you got them left over, or that half a sheet of drywall, these are perfect types of things to make a donation, provided they're in usable condition. So you can really help Habitat for Humanity to generate cash by donating that to the Restore so that it can be sold and somebody else gets the useful life out of it too. Thanks
for mentioning the Restore.
Well, they're a big part of our community, bigger than most people realize. And if you're looking for something, and you really need to find something, you're looking for that old doorknob. Perhaps you're looking for just a little bit of hardware, a box of nails or something. Think of the Restore. You may actually find out that, for 15 cents you can get a box of nails that would have cost you $3 down at the hardware store.
You're going to find stuff in there that rivals a lot of the architectural salvage stores around this area.
Mm-hmm. But on the home, we've got a great need for craftsmen. And the dates again?
June 4th through June 10th. And we're really just looking for at least a 1-day commitment.
And what is the weakest link? Is there a heavier need for carpenters, electricians, plumbers, insulation contractors, drywall? Is there a particular weak spot, David?
I would say that our biggest need right now is probably carpenters that have an overall skill of framing, finish, and siding. Those are the 3 areas that we have the most amount of work that needs to get done in the least amount of time.
Okay. So that being said, if you have those skill sets and you're a pro, and we're asking for the pros to come forward at this point, and I'm talking to my competitors that are out there, give us a day, give us 2 days. If you can spare the week and you're willing to come work with us, please show up. You can find out more on the website at
www.merrimackvalleyhabitat.org.
We'll be right back. This is Bob Williams for the Star Remodeling Show. Welcome back to the Star Remodeling Show. One of the things we needed to mention, Dave, was you say there's a celebrity coming out.
Yeah, I think everyone's probably seen the show This Old House. Well, several years back, Steve Thomas was the host. He's now the international representative for Habitat for Humanity. Now, we've been chosen as one of 5 projects throughout the country. There's going to be probably over 250 homes being built that week. We're one of 5 where Steve's going to come out and visit our job site and really focus in on what we're doing here.
So opportunity sometime during the week, and we don't know when, that he's going to show up on site. So if you're one of the craftsmen that show up to help us out, you may have an opportunity to meet somebody that's a dignitary in the industry.
It's almost like buying a lottery ticket. You get a 1 in 5 chance of winning.
And now, one of the other things that you and I have spoken about, material-wise, the materials that get donated, we're not asking people to give high-end stuff because it creates an uneven scale. We need these to be standard-grade, commodity-type materials. A decent brand of cabinets is great, but we can't give them a granite countertop. We need to give them a Formica top. They don't need the neighbor coming in and say, why did they get granite and we didn't, as you mentioned in the past. So it's those types of things if you're doing materials. material weaknesses, places that are weak in the project?
I would say cabinetry is probably one of our biggest needs. We have 2 homes that we need to build have kitchen cabinets provided for, kitchen, bathroom, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So that's a big need. One of the other areas that we might need a donation is carpeting and some linoleum flooring.
Okay, so sheet goods or even the ability just to give a snap and click floor, something that'll give a finished surface.
Yep. We have to keep in mind this is good, decent housing. We're not doing granite countertops. We're not doing tile floors in all the bathrooms. It's vinyl, carpet, and good basic quality.
So you're giving people a starter home. You're giving them a hand up.
Well, keep in mind, this isn't a handout. It is a hand up. These people have to go through a stringent qualification process. They have to be willing to partner with the Habitat chapter. And what I mean by that is they have to be willing to put in 300 hours of their own time, not only on their house, but in other houses. And they have to qualify. They get a loan from Habitat. Habitat gives them a zero-interest loan, 20 to 40 years, depending on their needs. And it's not for profit. It's to help these people out.
So basically, Habitat is the mortgage holder on these homes.
They are.
And it's a zero-interest loan.
That they have to pay back every single month, just like you and I.
Right, but I mean, at the same time, if you know somebody that's in need, that's in that situation, that could qualify and has the ability to turn around and meet those kind of obligations and needs a hand up, you got to let them know about these programs too. So that's the other end of the coin, the other side of the coin, so to speak, is yes, we can turn around and go out and build all this stuff, but it still takes a certain person that's going to have to qualify, and unless they know about what the qualifications are, they may miss the boat and may not be back on their feet as quickly as they would like, or anybody else for that matter.
And we're just, the builders that are involved in this, we're just trying to make a difference in our community and help families get into affordable housing. This isn't a gift. This isn't a freebie. So we're just trying to help.
No, and I think everybody realizes that those people that are owning their homes and taking pride in their community generally bring more to the community than they take away from the community. They bring not only their skills and their work ethic, but they maintain their homes in their neighborhoods, keep an eye out on the next guy's house, and eventually become the guy that's giving the hand rather than taking the hand out.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of pride and ownership when you see that. And in this neighborhood that we're building in, there's actually a couple of other Habitat homes adjacent to our property. So it's really neat to talk to these folks and see what a difference it's made in their lives.
Well, that's great. Now, there's got to be places that materials got to be stored, an assembly of collection of workforce that happens. What's the logistics on all this, David?
It's insane. We have a special logistics committee that is just in charge of organizing the manpower, the material storage. We have a warehouse up in the Lawrence area where we can keep materials from, these big companies are giving us materials. We have to have a place to put them. The other thing is we're actually manufacturing the framed wall panels in a shop so that come day one, June 4th, we've got all the walls built, ready to go. We're going to crane them into place, and in a matter of 1 to 1.5 days, we're going to have the entire house framed up.
So we're doing a panelized home, is what we would call it 30 years ago.
But it's all volunteers, and we're going to be doing it on Saturdays and Sundays up until leading up to the build in June.
So if you're a craftsman and you have the ability to do this, bring your nail guns, bring your skill saws. Power will be provided, I'm sure. And what we need is your think power, your back, your muscle, and your willingness to help. And it's
Merrimack Valley
Habitat.org. Okay.
And Merrimack has a K in it, just to remember that.
Okay. Now, cash contributions, where would they send something like that?
That can all be handled right through the website. There's a donate tab you can press, and there's information on there on how to handle that. So
you can find out right there at the website. Again, it's Merrimack Valley Habitat.org.
Correct. Any amount will be appreciated, whether it's $50, $500, or $5,000. Any amount is going to be greatly appreciated.
Okay. And materials, we've hit a couple of places where we're probably the weakest. The other thing that comes into play is light fixtures, things that illuminate the inside, the outside of the house, plumbing fixtures generally. Those are the big ticket items when people go to turn around and do these projects. Sounds like you may be pretty well set on some of those things.
We're set on most of the things. Really
doesn't mean we won't take them.
Absolutely right. And if they don't get put towards this house, they're going to be used for another project. Wanted to mention one very important thing. This project is going to be built to Energy Star standards. So the ongoing maintenance costs for these homes for the owners are going to be very low compared to surrounding homes.
So these are going to be built to a new stretch code standard, basically. And if people aren't aware of what the stretch code standards are, there are certain basic requirements in the building code for Massachusetts, which is in, the 8th edition? Is it the 8th or 9th now? I've lost track. I've got the book sitting in the truck. But in any event, there's certain standards within the code that we have to comply with just in order to pass a building inspection.
Yeah, more insulation.
And what happens with the stretch code and the Energy Star is it takes it a level above that. It takes it beyond the required to a higher level so that it reduces the operating cost and it creates a more efficient environment.
Absolutely. High efficiency fixtures, appliances, better insulation, more efficient windows. It all adds up.
And we need skilled people in order to assemble these into a beautiful home.
Skilled people, cash donations. One of the big ones is food and meal donations by local restaurants, and to remember to donate those materials to the Restore.
And if you know somebody that has that porta potty business and can help on the other end, there is ways to take care of, including dumpster services and things like that. If you're in any one of those lines on the sanitary end, those are sometimes the overlooked, unthought of until the last minute situations. Please let us know that you can help out.
Bob, I really appreciate you having me on today. It's been a pleasure to share these thoughts with you, so thanks.
Well, Dave, it's giving back to the community, and you and I have both done that in various ways over the years, not only through the National Association of Remodeling Industries, but on our own in different ways. So it's always nice to be able to help. I'm happy to hear that there are people like you that are out there to help bring this type of thing.
And I'm happy that you're going to put your tool belt on and help us out.
Well, you may not be happy when I get done. Till next week, this is Bob Williams for the Star Remodeling Show. Have a great week.